Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, as you can see here, this is Killstreak Update 11. Yes, it's been a while since I made an update for this series, but a lot of people are wondering what's going on with my languages lately. So I'm going to pretty much go through, as you can see here, I have these active languages, and then I have passive group languages moved to passive group, and I'm going to explain to you why things are the way they are now. So first of all, my current active languages are Russian, Spanish, Vietnamese, Tagalog, and Cantonese. Okay, and you see in the parentheses I have students, then Taiwan student. I'm going to explain to you why I have those, and then at the bottom you see I have languages that were moved to passive group, which are Czech, German, and Somali. So let me go back up to the top to the active languages and explain to you why these are active now. Now, many of you know already, recently I made a video where it was a raffle video, pretty much a contest where I had many of you make videos in pretty much any language or target language, or just make a video speaking that language. And I chose winners through a raffle, and three people, I had the top three winners. They all of them almost did Russian. Two of them did Russian, or two of them chose Russian, and one of them chose Russian and Chinese, but he ended up deciding to do Chinese. So Russian is active for me now due to that. So now I'm working with two fellows for learning Russian. Okay. One thing, I didn't know this before, but one of the students, Akshay, actually a guy who got first, he actually speaks Spanish. Like, he speaks Spanish fluently. So like I said, I didn't know this, but since I know that he speaks Spanish, when we do our Russian lessons, we just use Spanish. That's it. No English. It's just all Spanish and Russian. Okay, which bring us to Spanish being an active language. So for Spanish, I have two students now. I have Ron. Many of you probably have seen his video he made a while back in German, when he started back in April with me learning Spanish. And I recently got another fellow who speaks Cantonese as a native language. We've been working with each other for about a week now. So I meet with both of those guys for at least 4 hours a week. So with the Cantonese speaker, we speak pretty much Cantonese. Sometimes English will come in, but pretty much is Cantonese and Spanish. We're using Cantonese to explain certain things about Spanish or whatever, making up the whatever lessons we have. So that's why Spanish is an active language for me now. Vietnamese. Now, I also made a video last week, I believe, telling you guys that starting from next year, well, I asked you what language you guys wanted me to go back to. Which Asian language would you like me to revisit? A lot of people were saying Mandarin, Japanese, and all these other languages, but it was my own fault. But I forgot to make it clear that it has to be a language that I don't have a level of comfort in. And I consider being like when you're reaching an intermediate stage, I feel that level is comfortable. It's a comfortable level, because at that point you're able to actually speak, have conversations with native speakers. Sure, you're limited, but you're able to have conversations. So I went ahead and a lot of people said Vietnamese, which is, I was actually leaning towards Vietnamese. So I decided to go ahead with Vietnamese. So the reason why I'm doing this early, I actually started back on it yesterday, is because I'm going to Taiwan in December, 1st of December, and I will be there for 3 weeks. And there are a lot of Vietnamese natives over in Taiwan, especially Vietnamese. A lot of them come to my mother-in-law's shop. Where I made a video a long time ago when I was in Taiwan. You guys saw when she was cutting a Chinese guy's hair. She gets like a lot of customers, and a lot of them are Vietnamese, and was it Vietnamese, Filipino, and I think she has some Thai. I think she had a couple Thai people come in there. So yeah, this is why this is why I decided to go ahead and start Vietnamese early, because when I go to Taiwan, I'm definitely going to be leveling up and making videos, and I would like to level up in Vietnamese. Why not? You know, I'm going to be over there. Vietnamese going to be the Vietnamese people going to come get their haircuts. I might as well take advantage of that. So this is why I'm starting on Vietnamese early, a little early here. Tagalog, same thing. As I explained to you, in Taiwan, there are a lot of native Tagalog speakers that come to that shop to get their haircut. So I'm going to take advantage of that opportunity. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that back in the passive group when I come back, because I definitely want to go back to Tagalog and make some improvements, but I don't have. I want to do that sometime later on, and I'm still wanting to work on Czech. I actually took Czech out of my active group for Tagalog. Okay, so when I come back from Taiwan, I'm actually going back to Czech actively. All right. Now, Cantonese is still an active language. I'm not doing some of the things that I was doing before. I'm not doing now, such as writing out the dialogues. I'm not doing that anymore. Right now, I'm at the, I would say for my Cantonese, I'm at an intermediate stage. And at that point, I have to just speak more and continue to read to improve vocabulary. So what I'm doing now for Cantonese is actually going through some of my storybooks. I still go through Teach Yourself, you know, just to go through some of the dialogues. But mainly I'm going through the stories, and then I'm trying to speak more with native speakers. And I'm happy that I have a student for Spanish who speaks Cantonese as a native language, because I get to get a lot of practice with him. So that's why I consider Cantonese still an active language. It's going to be an active language for a long time. Cantonese, I have to say, that language is something special about that language. I love Cantonese. I really do. I really enjoy that language. That's probably my favorite language right now, Cantonese. I just love that language. So it's going to be an active language for me for a long time. So that's that for the active languages. Now, the passive group, before I started doing Russian, Spanish, Vietnamese, you guys knew that I was working on 4 languages actively, which are Cantonese, Czech, German, and Somali. Now, due to the reasons explained, I moved Czech to the passive group, which is only there temporarily until I get back from Taiwan. German and Somali, those are going to stay in the passive group until I don't know. Spanish, I'm working with these 2 guys, and at least a year. I know for Ron, we're supposed to work with each other for a year, so Spanish is going to be active all the way until next year sometime, maybe April or March, April, around that time. And once I get to a better level in Spanish, then I will actually take that out, and maybe I'll switch it out for Somali or German. But the only reason why I have Spanish as an active language now is because of the students. I wouldn't really be doing Spanish now if it weren't for them. So that's why I have them move to the passive group. So for those of you who've been wondering where German's been, you guys haven't seen German, Somali, or Czech, this is what's going on here. So I want to do them all, but I can't. It's not possible to do them all. I mean, sure, you can do them passively, as I showed you guys in one of my videos on like how I'm learning languages. You can do them passively, but actively, I don't think it's not possible to do that many. Actually, to be honest with you, it's not really possible to do 4 active languages on your own. This is just based off of my experience. I tested this out. It's very, very difficult to study 4 languages actively. Okay, what I mean by actively is not only reading, listening, writing out dialogues, but actually speaking every day and posting up text on forums or chatting with people in chat rooms, going out in the battlefield, practicing with people face to face. All that is considered active to me. Just listening and reading, just that by itself, this is, to me at least, that's not active to me. That's not active. When I'm training both output and input, that's total totally activeness to me. Okay, So yeah, so I mean, like I said, these languages here, I have 5 active languages, and Tagalog is only here for a short period of time. It will be gone, and Czech will be back in its place. But Vietnamese is going to stay for a while because that's the language that I'm going to work on. One of the languages I'm going to work on for next year. Okay, so I think I covered everything. That's it for this kill streak. Let me know how you guys are doing with your languages, and yeah, hope you guys have a nice one, and talk to you guys here shortly.